So we're playing Injustice today, which is essentially, shall we just call it the next Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat does DC.
Yeah, except better this time because the last one they brought out was absolutely atrocious. Didn't you actually play that?
I really liked the last Mortal Kombat game.
No, the Mortal Kombat versus DC.
Oh no, I've already done it.
Yeah,
no, that was pretty terrible.
Because I think the last one, Mortal Kombat versus DC, was pretty much a Mortal Kombat game with DC characters just kind of
like
pushed
thrown in.
in.
Yeah. Whereas this one seems a bit more focused on actually being a DC story and having like the full like universe explained.
Yeah.
You're interrupting tonight's entertainment, Raven.
I detest violence, Luther, but I'm even less fond of you.
Surely that's what you guys would be more. This is why you buy the game, is for that kind of appeal, like actually getting this big DC story.
Yeah.
Also, it's like a one-on-one fighting game, so the story doesn't necessarily have to make a lot of sense, especially after games like kind of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
Like
I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed from like playing it just briefly there, but it seems to be the story is somebody meets someone else and then they fight that other person.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to get much more complicated than that.
To be honest, is how it goes in comics. That's generally how a team-up book starts. Oh,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
Iron Man. Well, I'm Captain America.
Well, let's fight.
Let's fight.
Yeah, that's
That's enough.
I know it's soon, but think you'll ever love again? Maybe you won't kill your next family.
It's a strange editorial decision though. You've got a game, its basic premise is here's a Superman who's gone mad, kills everybody, takes over the world, but we're not going to show him kill anyone.
Yeah, it's all off screen. Does it
That's
show you in the
the point,
comics?
actually.
Like, does it show him like ripping his heart out and stuff in the comic?
I believe so, yeah.
In the game, it doesn't.
No,
Yeah,
So
it
the
cuts to black.
so the tie-in, it lets you see it. The game doesn't.
I suppose also, I mean, looking now, like when you finish a fight, they're not dead.
No, they're just
Like,
restrained.
just beaten.
They're restrained, or it's
Yeah.
Deathstroke looking like a badass, or
They're just lying there generally thinking about what they did.
yeah.
That's a good point. Because in Deathstroke's finishing animation, you see him go into his laptop and stuff,
Yeah.
and he's claimed the kill.
Contract
The
complete.
contract complete. What was the contract to do? Go rough that guy up a little bit. Come on, Deathstroke. Here's a lots of money to go pal around with someone.
or Batman's one where he beats them and just tells them to stay down and then just leaves them.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
goes and broods on his rooftop.
Take yourself to jail. See you later.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not
You know
gonna do
what?
this. It's
We've done this
It's
before.
fine. So what do you think of like the actual like combat system in this? Like, I mean, are you guys kind of big gamers? I mean, Stuart, you play a lot of Street Fighter and stuff like that. So.
I'm not normally I'm a big gamer, but not normally fighting games. I generally stick to more single player based as opposed to
Yeah,
multiplayer.
because I mean, like,
but
we play Street Fighter,
Yeah.
like all the time, and for me, this system seems like really, really like slow compared to that kind of thing.
Oh,
You know, it's like because in games like Street Fighter, when you're hitting your opponent, it's like it's almost instant. You press the punch button, and it's like bang, there you go. And this, I feel like you have to kind of labor the entire thing to get them to do something.
When you compare it to like, again going back to Mortal Kombat, I mean not everyone enjoyed the newer Mortal Kombat. I picked it up and
really, no.
I mean I picked it up and I enjoyed it, but I didn't find it anywhere near as slow as this. I found that Mortal Kombat was like pretty not fast, but it was pretty slick, and you could string combos together pretty easily. Whereas playing this, I found it quite an effort to actually put things together that was any more than 2 or 3 hits.
2 or 3
that's
hits,
it, like-
yeah.
And it seems to be 2 or 3 hits and then put a special move in at the end of it, or
Yeah.
start off with a special move
To
and
make
then
it
hit
more.
them.
Yeah, you can't actually like it doesn't feel like you're putting together the wealth of your character's resources. You just seem to be doing one hit, then one hit, then one hit. It feels like you've got like choices like rock paper scissors.
Yeah.
That's it. You can do this combo, that combo, or that combo.
Yeah.
That enough?
It seems to be that each combo that you put together it almost seems like it's designed not to string into anything else.
Yeah.
So you do a move and then you just stand around.
Yeah, like especially like Batman's kind of grapple hook thing. You think that should close the distance between you and your opponent, but all it does
but it
is
kicks them away.
pushes them away or kicks you away.
Uh-huh.
So you don't get to string that together with anything else. Everything's just one combo or another. I'm sure there's some people out there who can like probably master this and find ways to change stuff together. But
Oh, absolutely.
it does not feel intuitive. It feels like you're actually like, I don't know, like learning a song or something like that. Like I'm playing parts.
You're like learning the game so you can play it by rote.
Yeah,
That's what it feels like to me.
yeah. I wouldn't say like it doesn't feel like I could like make up something on the fly. Like when I play stuff like Street Fighter and things, I can like I know what my character should be doing and I know how to react.
There's
certain
nothing.
situations.
There's nothing organic to it.
No.
Which I think for me I need in a game.
You're testing my patience.
Resigned to throwing toys?
It's because that's what bothered me about old Mortal Kombat games. I don't really know about the latest
9.
one, but the ones before that, it always seemed to be that every character had the same frames of animation, but just put onto a different thing. So like the women and the men all seemed to move in the same way and have the same distance of punch and same distance of kick. It was special moves that separated them.
I was
In
actually
a sense.
talking about it last night. It was an old Mortal Kombat game. I think it was for Xbox as opposed to 360, but you could change fighting styles in
Yes,
game.
was it
Deadly
Deadly Alliance?
Alliance?
Yeah. That's actually the best one they made because they actually motion captured different fighting styles.
So there was people you could actually pick your fighting styles, but there's one in especially that's talking about reach. Raiden's weapon was a bow staff,
Yeah,
and he would hold it above his head and flick.
yeah.
So
And-
you'd get the full extent of, and it was a pop-up move. So they'd be over there, up.
and you could just do like
yeah,
dash towards him and hit him.
The
Torpedo thing.
torpedo launch.
Yeah.
It was so varied in that sense.
Yeah, because it was still quite a slow combat game, but because you could actually like switch between those 3 different fighting styles that you had, like obviously there was the 2 fighting styles and your weapon style or whatever, you could actually string together masses of moves, and that was a really good Mortal Kombat game, and I don't understand why they gave up on that formula.
Doomsday.
Should have been a combined assault.
Clark sometimes forgets he can't do everything himself.
Overall, I feel this game's kind of like it is a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be like an amazing like DC game if they just didn't try to make it a complex fighter, and it could have been an amazing fighter if they didn't try and like make it like too comic-y booky and throw in all the extra like big power struggles and stuff like that. It's all a bit silly and like does nothing to the game itself. So I mean, like, I don't know. It's all right. That's my opinion. What would you say?
I would say that you're right. The game is essentially a compromise between your comic book fans and your fighting game fans, and they're not satisfying either camp.
Either camp. Yeah, because we're both here saying nah, it's all right. Yeah. So.
It's the problem that I have with it is I couldn't justify spending 40 quid. It's not making me want to rush out and buy it.
Yeah, if you can't get a comic book fan who loves DC stuff to say you need to get this game, you're doing your job wrong.
If you can get it on the cheap,
yeah, I would say definitely it could be quite fun for that, just to play through the story. maybe.
just to kind of sit and maybe like a weekend that you're not doing anything, just sit and gun through it and then take it back.
Yeah. Trade it in.